Alright, so let's jump into my office makeover. It was such an undertaking, you guys. As you can see, there's just kind of stuff everywhere. This is furniture that I have had for a very long time. Honestly, I think I've had this furniture before I started YouTube. So, well, not really, but there was a year there where I didn't do any videos at all, so it was kind of like in that gap. But I've had it for a very long time, and it was just time to go. The brown was not my thing anymore, so I had to do this in stages, so it was just gonna look worse before it got better, kind of thing. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of cleaning off the desk. So the desk was the one piece out of all the brown furniture that at the time I knew I was gonna keep, but even then only temporarily, because this desk was broken. It broke in the move into this house. There's a leg, the one that's actually closest to you on the screen, and the movers broke it. So it was actually really stressful to paint and move this and get the rug underneath, because that leg kept separating, and this is a very heavy desk, so I was like always holding my breath. But at the time when I started this project, I just had not found the right desk. It wasn't until I ruined the painting of this desk, which you will see later, that I did end up finding a desk, and I'll be talking about all of that at the end. So I'm just showing you guys the phases of this process. I'm trying to get up as much dog hair as possible, because obviously I'm not going to be moving this desk like all over the room, because it was just simply too heavy. I even put sliders underneath it, and it was still too heavy, and because of that broken leg, I had to literally move like an inch at a time, just to get the rug and everything going. So I started painting this desk, and it was going really great. I added several coats of primer, and then when I got to the paint, it just looked beautiful, and I was honestly surprised. It wasn't until I added the top coat that it got ruined, and you'll see that later. But you will obviously get to see how pretty it is and white, and it was definitely what I was going for. I have to say thank you to all the ladies who gave me all the tips and tricks for the painting when I asked you guys for help, and you're always there to answer my questions and help me out any way that you possibly can. So I just want to thank all of those of you who helped me with that. I definitely loved the foam roller. I thought it was my favorite tool over the brush. So just pointing that out. As you can see, I'm watching Star Trek in the back, and honestly I had such a good time doing this, which I surprised myself because I do not like to paint. But yeah, anyway, so now this is actually the small clip that I do have of me painting. So this is paint and not the primer. And can you not tell how beautiful it turned out? I can't believe that brown desk turned out to look like that, and unfortunately, like I said, it got ruined. So the only pieces that I actually ended up selling the shelves. So the shelves were still in mint condition, they weren't broken, and I actually sold them pretty quick. I had posted them, and within minutes they were gone. So the shelves got out of the way, and then you're going to see the smaller desk that matched all of this furniture. I had bought this off of Walmart a very long time ago, early 2000s, somewhere in there, okay? And this desk was broken from 2 moves ago. The fact that it was honestly still standing, surprised me. So I knew when I was gonna pull this back out of the room, yeah, you can see here, just it was a hard piece to get out of there. So once I got that out of the way, things really started to move pretty quickly. It was a matter of getting rid of the furniture I wasn't going to reuse, which in this instance was this small desk and the shelves. I had, I also didn't need the small desk. When you saw from the first clip, there were 4 monitors up, and I do have several different laptops and desktops and things like that, and especially from when I used to work from home. So now I just kind of condensed to 2 monitors, so it's working out really nice. Actually, in the end, you only see 1 monitor on my desk, but it just but there will eventually be 2. Anyway, so now we're getting into the decorating of it, and I'm showing you guys just a clip of the curtains and how I do it. I'll explain everything about the curtains at the end, so stick around because I'll show you guys like my inspiration photos of what I was going for, etc. And just now are just like these small clips that I have of me filming of when I start pulling in the new stuff. So I knew I needed some sort of storage unit because I got rid of my filing cabinet, and I know that I'm getting rid of the desk that's in this video today, and the desk that's in the video has drawers, but the new desk I ordered doesn't. So I knew that I was going to need something to hold all of those things that have been in these like drawer systems with the old furniture. The knobs are going to get switched out. They're not my thing, but I actually really love this little dresser. I think the size of it is perfect. It's not too overwhelming, it's not too large, and it's just beautiful, and it brightens up the space so much. And honestly, like the before and after is so surprising to me. This room just, I mean, I'm sitting in here doing this voiceover in my office right now and just like looking around it, it's a completely different space. And it feels a lot bigger, it feels a lot lighter and airy, and it's just so charming and beautiful. And I really love it, and I hope that you guys do too. So also you're gonna see some clips here of me like hanging the stuff on the walls. These are some of my favorite photos of my daughter from her senior photos, and I had already had them framed and they were in the white frame, so I thought that they like went really nicely. Plus the shots of her have like green in the background, so I just thought that it just like complemented the room beautifully. And obviously she's my baby, so of course I'm gonna have pictures of my only child all over the house. So I'm just getting her photos hung up here, and this is also the station where I'm gonna add my TV and my printer. I love having a TV in my office. I really do. It's probably one of my favorite features. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys watch a little bit more of this makeover, and then I'll be talking a little bit later on. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys a quick update on these 2 pieces, which are going to go behind my desk. It's not this wall, it's going to be this wall. So originally I ordered these and I absolutely love this, but the problem that I have with it is the color of the wood. It's kind of coming across pinky and I'm just not vibing with it. Yes, I could stain it. That's actually what I considered. I went onto YouTube, looked up videos, and then I thought, I can't. Like, I'm just not a professional stainer. I know I'm probably gonna end up creating like blots or whatever you call it. And after painting the desk and ruining that, I just want to stay away from anything that resembles painting in any shape or fashion. So as beautiful as this is, it's just not gonna work out for like the color of the wood. And actually online it looked different. It looked like more of a beigey wood than a pinky wood. So I'm actually gonna end up returning these 2, which came from Kirkland's, by the way, in case you're interested and you do like them yourself. So then of course I went to Hobby Lobby and this is what I found. This obviously, you can definitely tell if you look at all of my other videos that I love like the brown wood and then the black metal detail. And I'm actually going to do pictures on this wall, and then I'm gonna do lanterns, kind of just like how I have it in my living room. And so the lanterns are gonna have this black metal color. So, so I suddenly realized that I really need this piece, because if I would have gone with this, for instance, and then I would have had black metal lanterns, it would have really have been the only black metal detail in the room, and it kind of wouldn't have flowed as nicely. So having this detail, which again is going to go on this wall, will make the black lanterns over here go better, basically.
So, and the plus thing is both of these ended up being way cheaper than this. As a matter of fact, both of these together combined is the price of one of these.
I just realized as I was doing this voiceover that I have Lucy going on in the background in the living room, and I wonder if you guys can hear it. But so we're going to continue on and add all of the decor to the walls. Now these faux tree plants are pretty large, their branches come out pretty wide, so I wanted to make sure that I hung up the wood plaques, you know, completely centered, completely even as much as possible. So I'm just kind of showing you guys my method of how I did this, like the easiest way possible. First, I add the painter's tape to the item so that I get the proper length, and then you can see that I like poked through with the nail so that when I put the painter's tape on the wall, I knew exactly where the nail was going to go and I didn't have to like re-guess the whole process. And then of course I added a white scroll to the top because white is like the color here that we're going for. Obviously I have other elements that are very signature to my style. I have the green element, I have the metal element, the wood element. So those are all of my favorite things. And the white flowers in the trees is my favorite. I'm gonna talk about all that and show you guys the inspiration pic again in the end when I do a full walkthrough. And this last part that I'm gonna talk about on the voiceover before we do the full reveal is this wall and the prints and the way that I added the greenery to the sconces. I mean, this is very much me, so I'm extremely happy. I've had a pretty long road in trying to figure out like what my style is, and ever since I moved into this house, I feel like it's just my style, my decor style has really come together, and this is me. I guess I'm a mixture of several things, a tiny bit of farmhouse, probably mostly French country if I had to guess, and maybe a touch of shabby chic here and there, and even then, like, I'm gonna stretch and say a dash of like old world maybe, or Tuscan, I don't really know. But anyways, all right, so here are the final clips, and then we're gonna talk about all of the details.
All right, now it's time for the full reveal. Let's go ahead and talk about the focal point of the entire room, which is this back wall here. Originally, as you saw in the before photo, I had a smaller desk there. I had a filing cabinet in the corner. Yeah, and I feel like this really just turned into the office of my dreams. I found there was this photo that I saw on Pinterest where somebody had a tree by their front door. So I believe it was probably like a real tree, and it was blooming white flowers, and it instantly sparked in my mind that I could do that from a faux perspective, and that's exactly what I did. So I got these 2 trees from Amazon. I'll link as much as I possibly can down below from this video, but I'm also going to tell you as we walk through here. And I knew that I was going to take white roses and basically hot glue them to the tree itself. So I think that it turned out absolutely amazing, and I love it. Now, as you can see, the desk is not centered right now with this, but we'll talk about that when we get to the desk, okay? So these 2 pieces right here, as you saw, I started off with something completely different from Kirkland's, but the wood just had too much of a pink tint to it, and I didn't want to stain it because I didn't want to ruin it, and I've never stained anything before, and I just was not, quite frankly, ready to take on a project like that. You know, what do you guess? Hobby Lobby. And then this white scroll at the top is also from Hobby Lobby. So really the main color of this office is white. That's why I wanted like the white flowers, but obviously the white flowers was also my inspiration from that photo that I had seen. So I have a white scroll on top, and I really like it because the ceiling is actually really tall on the first floor, so it really takes up quite a good amount of height, and I just think that it's a stunning piece. Over on the bottom part, so just so that you know, in case you do order this plant from Amazon like I did, it did not come with the white pot. And actually in the photo, it has a white pot, but I'm sure it probably says not included. So I actually picked this up from Walmart. Let me get you guys a close-up look because it's so nice, and it was $7. And I'll tell you that this tree can tend to lean, especially since I'm trying to put it so far back as much as I can. So the branches are pushing up against the wall and trying to push the tree out, but I do need them as close to the wall as possible. I'm even considering like grabbing some leaves back there and kind of like nailing them to the wall so that it doesn't ever fall forward, because Loxy likes to like come through here. But with this tree, I won't be able to do that because I did put it so close to this door, and I won't be able to open this door if I do that. So this tree I won't nail to the wall. I'll have to like move it, but you know, it's a sacrifice I was willing to make. I don't mind that at all. I actually don't go into that closet very often anyway, so it's not something that will be just such a major inconvenience to me. I think having it this way is so much better. Now, as you can see, I could put this on the other side of that so that the door could clear, but then there just wouldn't have been enough room to lay all of this out the way that you see it here. So that's why the tree is positioned in front of the door. But I've been living in this house for a year, and I've opened up that closet twice. And just to give you guys an up close look, so I actually had quite a problem trying to find the perfect roses. I wanted them to be strictly just white, bright white, no trim, no like off coloring white, and I looked everywhere. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, just anywhere that I went to see floral, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, and they did not have them. So these white flowers I've had for a very long time. I mean, they've been, where were they originally in my decor in my house that you guys would remember? I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know you guys have seen them before, but I didn't have enough of them. So then I was like, you know what? Let me try Amazon. So I went to Amazon and I found a box of these miniature white roses, and I thought, you know what? That's actually going to be just perfect to have like different sizes so that it doesn't make the tree look too top heavy with the smaller ones on the top. All right, and the rug. The rug is one of those things where I honestly get so in my head about, because I like to be a matchy person. So it's very hard for me to not do that. Like, for example, at one point I thought I was going to paint the fabric of this chair to be a stark white to go with all the white. But afterwards, when I got these two chairs in here, I thought this is actually absolutely perfect. So I'm really glad that these chairs worked out in this space, because I really loved them. They were actually purchased for the library, and they just did not work out. I did not like them in the library whatsoever. And just to give you guys a back view, I mean, how Bridgerton-ish is this? I mean, that's what I see a little bit when I look at this. I definitely don't think that this is necessarily farmhouse. This is maybe more French country style, and I absolutely love it. So, and then here again, this rug is just absolutely beautiful. I'm in love with this rug. I love the bright white and then the cream and the swirls. It's so pretty, and yes, I got it from Amazon. The chairs are also from Amazon. And they are just absolutely stunning. They're pretty wide chairs, so they do take up quite a bit of space, but honestly, I think it adds to the coziness. And again, this is my office, so this is a space that I'm the only one that's in here. My daughter will come visit me, and she'll just sit in the chair. So, you know, it's not a space where a ton of people are going to be in here at one time and need to like maneuver through whatsoever. So let's talk about this desk, because I'm sure you can see that it is not white, and you can also see the darker yellows. I mean, it just did not come out. As you saw in the beginning clips, I was painting this. It turned out a beautiful white. I was actually very surprised. And then I went to add the sealant to it, and I followed all of the proper instructions. Like, I did absolutely everything. I mean, I did not add the sealant until a full day later after this had dried. And then I added the sealant as instructed on the can, and then this desk just turned yellow, and it gets more and more yellow as like I add something. So like if I were to add a book right here, and in an hour, if I take it away, it's gonna have a dark mark like that. I have no idea like why it's like still continuing to be activated by this. I honestly have no clue, but the desk got completely ruined. And let me look at this. That is simply just not cute, you guys. And I've never been a fan of painting to begin with. So I did order a new desk, but it doesn't come till March. It's very plain. I got it from Nebraska Furniture Mart, and it's bright white. So it's going to basically match my chair. I mean, my chair is very bright white. So that's another new piece that that I got in, and I absolutely love this chair. I knew that I needed more elements in white because, again, that is my main color. So I needed to make sure that I had more white than anything else, because there is quite a bit of other stuff going on. So adding one more color that becomes the majority, I think makes my decorating not as loud or busy, I guess you could say. So I love that chair. And but yeah, this desk got completely ruined. As you can see, it's still on the sliders, and it's just so heavy that I'm just not gonna mess with it. And I can't even donate this. This is just so bad. It's broken. It was already broken to begin with, and I knew when I started this project that I was still gonna end up with a new desk eventually, but I wanted to get to this project right away. And at the time, I just couldn't find a desk that I liked. So I thought, let me just temporarily paint this, and then that gives me more time to find the desk that I want. But in the end, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with something very plain. It has no drawers, and it's actually a tiny bit smaller. Not much smaller, but a tiny bit. So once I get it in, I'll center it with this. So it will come out basically to about here. And I will give you guys like an update of what that desk looks like. And because this desk is completely I mean, look at this. Because it's completely throwing me off, I didn't really do any sort of decorating, like finalized. So this is just something I threw up, honestly, for today's video, just so that there's something. I mean, look at this. It's just absolutely nuts. If you know what I did wrong, comment down below. Honestly, it's not going to change the game. I'm not going to redo this, but I still kind of want to know what the heck happened here. But yeah, so once I get the new desk, I'll have the desk properly decorated, because I do have a vision for the desktop decorations. So you guys will see that there. I also got a white mouse pad, which I did have black. So, you know, little touches like that. And that is Alexa. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I don't want her to wake up and I don't want to wake up yours. So obviously the wires are kind of like not looking cute. I'll fix that. But, and here is the back wall, which I absolutely love how it turned out. It's completely functional for me. I've got my TV. A TV is something that I've always wanted in my office, and in my last house, I don't know if I didn't have a TV, because this TV I believe was in my butler's pantry at the last house. So I absolutely love having a TV in my office. It's been one of my favorite features. And I knew that I was going to need a dresser for multiple reasons. One, I just knew that I wanted this piece of furniture in here. The second reason was when I bought my new desk, it doesn't have any sort of drawer system. So I knew that I was going to have something, because this desk right here does have drawers. So obviously what's in those needs a place to stay. And I knew I was going to get rid of my black filing cabinet, so I would also need a space for those things as well. And then I have my printer, as you can see, on top. So there's that. I got this dresser from Wayfair, but when I do my desk update, you will also see an update to the knobs. These are very pretty, but I'm not a fan of them. And this piece right here was actually a last minute addition to the space. I did this literally last night, and I absolutely think it's perfection in here. It was supposed to be in my library, but as I was working on my library last night, I kept looking at the dark metals, and I was just like, I just don't know that I want this metal color in the library. And that left me with, what do I do with this piece? I just loved it so much. I did get it from Hobby Lobby. It's like a floor lantern. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I was just like, in the Bridgerton room. Like, it's just perfect in here. I added a candle. This is an LED battery remote candle. I got it from Amazon recently, so I'll link it down below. And then I added some greenery around it, just to kind of make it look like this has been growing outside. And that's really, I guess if I could sum up my style, I want my decor to appear as if, you know, it's just kind of been growing randomly on the outside rather than the inside. And this piece right here was in my butler's pantry, but I'm gonna be doing my butler's pantry as well. So I decided that this needed something. And you guys know that I love to frame stuff with a scroll. So, and I love the color too, you know, it's like a different metal color, and it just works really well in my opinion. The only thing that I feel like is missing from this space, I'm gonna add more photos as well. I definitely want a photo of my niece in here, but I'm also missing my YouTube subscriber plaque from when you guys got me to 100,000 subscribers. So I think I'm gonna actually probably mount it directly above the printer. I know I don't have very much space to really work with. I have this wall, which is pretty much used, and then there's no space for anything over here. And over here on the Bridgerton wall, I really went back and forth for actually a long time. This was what kind of held up the video, was what I wanted to do to this wall. Because this wall, I had known from the very beginning exactly what I wanted to do. And I executed it exactly how I had like designed it on my journal. This wall took me a little bit more time. So, and I love how it turned out. So let's go ahead and talk about it. This sconce is from Hobby Lobby. It took me several trips as well to decide on the sconce itself. And then finally I said, you know what? I've got this metal here, this black metal. So I knew that I needed to bring in some more black metal. So hence the sconce and then that lantern that you just saw. And I added some candles. So these are also from that same batch from Amazon. And the remote is actually in the dresser behind me. And then you know me, I'm gonna add green some way. And I believe that there's the clip of it, but basically this was like one full pick from Hobby Lobby. And then I just twisted and plucked them off of that main pick and then arranged them however I wanted to, just like nestling it behind here. And I think it's absolutely dreamy. And then at night when I have the candles on, it's just so incredibly lovely. And I'm sure you guys are just screaming, where did I get these prints? I got these prints from Etsy yet again. I will link the seller down below, and then I'll also link these direct prints because there's several different ones individually. I spent $13 in total on Etsy because it was just a digital download, because then you have to take it and go get it printed out on your own. Has nothing to do with the Etsy seller paying for that or anything. The Etsy seller just gave me the digital downloads in which they give you different downloads for different sizes. So keep that in mind. Make sure that when you're taking your files to wherever you're going to get them printed, that you're giving them the correct download for the correct size. So for example, the frames are 16 by 20. So there was a specific download in the files for 16 by 20. She gives you all of them, or he, or whoever the seller is. They give you all the files for that print for multiple sizes. So make sure that before you buy, you check to make sure that she has the sizes available, because you might want something like very large and it might not be one of the downloadable sizes. And I'm trying to stand over here to the side because unfortunately there is a glare. And I think a lot of that is because of the quality of the frames. I did not spend that much money on these frames, which they are from Amazon. I'll link them down below for you. They came in a pack of 2. I thought the price was pretty decent. So even with the blinds closed, as I was like trying to position myself around, it's still very hard for you guys to fully see the prints. But they give me Bridgerton vibes like none other. It just has that beautiful rolling countryside. This one has some like colorful flowers in the field. This one's just pure green. I absolutely love it. And then this one's actually very different from all of them because they came again together as a bundle. This one has mountains in it, but I liked it because there was, you know, some white going on in here. So I wanted to definitely break up all of the green. And honestly, the part that I think that truly pulls this room together is going to be the window itself and the curtains, or not the window itself, but the curtains. I knew that this was exactly how I wanted to do them. I did a lot of research on like curtain styles and different things. And at first I actually wasn't going to do curtains at all. And then I thought, no, this space absolutely has to have them. And then I discovered like the concept of draping the curtains like this, like an overlay. And to do that, you have to have the specific curtains that have, you know, the little like, you know, those things at the top. You don't feed the rod like straight through a fabric. You feed it through those little loops basically. And so what I did was, I think you guys saw a clip. I just added those hooks to the top, and then I looped the curtains onto the hooks, and then I draped them. The curtains themselves are also from Amazon. I had to find them in the longest length possible. I think this ended up being like 85 inches. I actually needed 115, so basically 120 inches, but it was impossible to find that length with the sheer, and then they had to have those little loops at the top so that I could create this overlay effect. So actually, and it still turned out to be even better that I only found the 85 inches, because I think the curtains stopping right here at the windowsill is absolutely perfect in my opinion. And then I simply did a little knot tie, and then I was gonna buy like hooks to like the curtain holdbacks to hold it back, but I just ended up taking a thumbtack, you guys, and it was just so easy. So they're just like that, positioned with a thumbtack, because I'm not going to unravel them. You know, they're going to basically stay just like this. And yeah, as you can see on this side, I did one panel and then one panel, and then this got 2 panels. And on Amazon, they're sold 2 to a pack. So I only ordered 2, if that makes sense. So in the 2 that I ordered, I got a total of 4. It was actually pretty inexpensive. The hooks were also inexpensive, which were also from Amazon, by the way. Now, you can do like, you can get crafty, and instead of doing like single hooks so that you don't have to do what I did, which was drill however many you see up there at the top, you can do like a coat rack. But my problem was that there wasn't much space between the ceiling and the crown molding of where the window started. So I couldn't add a block of wood with hooks already installed that way. I'll throw up a photo so that you guys can see the actual inspiration for this window, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I just simply didn't have that space to work with, so that's why I ended up doing the single install. And so this is the office reveal. I hope that you guys loved this video. Like I said, I will directly link everything down below. Pretty much everything is a split between Amazon or Hobby Lobby. And the lighting keeps changing because I just opened up the blinds just so that I can go ahead and end this video for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know a lot of you were definitely looking forward to this space. I'm just so sorry that you couldn't see like a full proper reveal with the desk. But listen, I tried, and that's all that matters, right? So I hope that you guys got some inspiration to redo a certain space of yours, and comment down below. Please let me know what your favorite thing about this room is. Is it the way that I did the trees? Is it like the wall decor? Is it the prints? You know, like what about my office is your favorite thing? If I had to tell you guys, honestly, it's these. The trees with the white floral. It's just so me, and I'm so in love with them, but also the Bridgerton style prints. And let me tell you, I was not going for Bridgerton. That was not at all like what was on my mind, because like I told you guys, I had known from the beginning. Like I knew straight away I wanted the back of this wall to look just like this. And I decided that before I actually watched the Bridgerton TV series on Netflix. And then next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I know I want some prints. And then I found these prints, fell in love with them. And then after I had them printed out, I was like, this all looks very Bridgerton. So it just kind of turned into a coincidence for me. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me what your favorite part in this office was. And I'll see you guys next time. The next project is going to be a fridge makeover. Yes, you heard that right. I can't wait to do an overhaul of my fridge, and then it should be the library. So we're getting really, really close. So don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time.